plan was actually to never make this video. And me and Jesper talked about it when we started working together on social media, to make sure to not talk about the disability at all on social media. And we did that for a few years. I did that for a few years. Focused all on the music, not talking anything about the disability, not responding to any of the comments, anything. Because I am a musician, right? I am not a disabled musician. I am a musician that happens to have a disability. But here's the thing, right? I do have a disability. I mean, that I can't hide that. So it's a thing that I have to live with, and media especially have decided most of the times to make the focus on the disability anyway, even though I haven't talked about it at all on my socials for the last few years. So this video is to sort of, if people are gonna talk about it anyway, I want to be the one to control my own narrative and talk about it. And also, I don't want to talk about it at all, really. My plan was to, and my goal is to just talk about music, because music is what I live for, right? So I'm doing this video so that I can say to those who are curious, look at that video, here I talk about it. Everywhere else, it's about music, alright? But in this video, I'm actually gonna talk a bit about the disability, because it is a part of my life. So I feel like I should say some things about it. Things that for me is obvious, for people around me are obvious, but for people who don't know me at all, you might have some sort of question, or just want to get some context into why I do what I do, or rather why I do things the way I do things, right? Because I wouldn't play with my face if I wouldn't have a disability. So in some way it does affect me, right? So let's start. I was born with the disability, right? So it's been my life for the entirety of my life. And I have never really thought about how it would be to not have a disability. Has been always, that's the way it is. How do I figure out things with it, right? And also, I have been looking for ways to play music my entire life as well. And of course, as I said earlier, that hunt for how to perform wouldn't have been necessary without the disability. The disability's name is, the short is AMC, in Latin arthrogryposis multiplex congenita. Good luck writing that one down. And what it does, it stops muscles from working and thus reduce mobility, right? So I have like 30 degrees movement in my legs. I can't really move my arms up and down, so all of my movement is from the shoulders. So I can throw my arms around like this, but I can't hold them up. And also no real muscles in my fingers. I can move my thumb a bit, but no real movement there. So when I tried playing a keyboard with the hands as well, but throwing my arm at a keyboard, there was no way for me to keep the rhythm on beat, right? But I can use it with the table in the exact right height. I can use mouse and keyboard, but just like a centimeter off, and I can't really use it at all. and I'm just throwing my hand at the keyboard to press buttons to type. Yeah, so everything needs to be very precise for my arms to be useful. But maybe you have noticed I have these buttons on my chair as well. So this is a controller to control Ableton so that I can do live looping. And the reason for that is because the problem was that I couldn't play on the iPad. Let's see if we can get the sound going to the piano. And I couldn't press another button at the same time, but at the exact right height I can press buttons, right? So what else? I've also had to find gear that works differently. Knobs are very difficult to turn, so found this synth with only faders. And obviously the iPad became the easiest interface to interact with. And when I started, I was only using my nose to play. So I took, say that we have on the entire screen. But at some point during a live gig, I was playing solo up here and didn't have time to get down to the bass note. So without thinking about it, I was starting to use the tongue as well. And it just became natural. And I have always used my face to interact with things. I was writing with the pen in my mouth. So at the same time as you started to learn how to write with your hand, I started to use my mouth to write. And I've been writing, entire 7.5 hour math exams at university like that. And I'm not saying that to show off. It's rather the opposite. I want to say that this way of me using my body is as natural for me as your body is natural to you. So that's why it's a bit weird to do this video. You wouldn't do this video to explain, here is how I hold a camera, here is how I write, because it's a silly thing to talk about, but because my body is different, people feel like they have to know. And I don't know, I guess if this video is up, I felt that it's more important to get the narrative back than not talking about it. Do you people see what I understand? I guess it's a very tricky situation. But yeah, so that is the thing, right? And also, I'm sitting on this chair because my body is locked in this sort of sitting down situation. So I'm always, even when I'm laying down in bed, I am sort of locked in this sitting situation. What else? I have to think, because it's natural for me. It's been my life, all my life. Yeah, I have a personal assistant with me 24 hours a day that helps me being my arms and legs, So yes, I am the one cooking the food mentally, but I am telling this person when to flip the steak or how much olive oil to put on the fries, So I have full autonomy over my life, but I do have physical help. Yeah. And hopefully this covered, most of the things. And if you have questions, comment them in this video, and we might look in a few months and actually make a follow-up if there are reasonable questions. But this video is about music. My life is about music, and I'm gonna continue be all about music. And this video is not to say to the media that you can now make this the point of your texts or on your papers or on your video. It's the opposite. You can write that I have this video if people want to know more, so that we can focus on the music. And I'm also not gonna start responding to all the comments on social media about my disability or about why I do what I do. But I have seen some of you respond and explain things in comments, in videos, on videos, and that's actually very nice. So if you watch this and you see other people ask questions, feel free to answer, feel free to talk about it. I'm not trying to avoid this discussion fully. I'm just not excited about talking about it, or think it's an interesting thing to talk about, so I don't want to spend more energy on it. But feel free to do it if you want to, but also no need at all. Okay, I think I said what I wanted to say, and with that, let's get back to music. Let's play some shows, let's do more songs, and yeah, have a good one. Stay creative. Cheers.